What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Nate here from Out of the Basement, and today we're finally doing another Blu-ray update video. It's been a long time, but I'm pretty much at that point in my collection where I have a lot of stuff that I already want, and it's just harder to find some of the more obscure Blu-rays that I've been looking for, but I've got about 20 or so titles down here to go through, so let's just jump right into it. First off, from Warner Brothers is Justice League Dark, the brand new R-rated animated movie that is pretty good. Certainly a lot better than not Justice League Dark. That's this movie. Certainly better than The Killing Joke. Although I don't really know why it's rated R. It's not really that graphic. It's rated R for some disturbing violence, but like I said, it's not really that graphic, and the language isn't all that bad. I think they definitely could have got this to a PG-13, but not that it really matters. Basically, the story is there's some magic going on that's making people in Gotham and Metropolis go a little crazy, and Batman has to team up with Constantine and all the other characters there on the cover and save the day. My real only complaint with this movie is I felt like it was a little too short. I wish it would have been longer. It's only about an hour and 10 minutes, so what are you going to do? Next up is the hit reboot, sequel, and that is Blair Witch here. Found this for a cool $8 at the old disc replay there, and then I had to go because I couldn't resist and put the red Blu-ray case on it from the Terminator Blu-ray that randomly had a red case. So that's pretty awesome. Definitely really liked this movie. Thought it was pretty cool, but it did come with the ultraviolet code, and I don't know if this has been redeemed or not, but there you go. Whoever gets it, gets it. Comment down below if you get it. I've got a couple more that I'll be showing throughout the video, so stay tuned if you want some digital movies. One of my favorite movies of last year, definitely in my top 10, very surprising movie. Good time. Highly recommend. Blair Witch. Next up is The Strangers here, starring Scott Speedsman and Liv Tyler. I almost wanted to say Kate Beckinsale, but this isn't Underworld. Pretty cool that I found the version of this with the slip. I didn't even know this had a slip case, and it also appears to have a pretty cool Hollywood Video sticker right there. A $29.99 Blu-ray. Oh, how the times have changed. Next up here is a 2-pack movie, and that is Ouija and Ouija Origin of Evil. Again, I found this at the good old disc replay, and it was only $8, so I wasn't going to pass this up. Haven't seen Ouija 1, heard it was absolutely terrible, so I don't think I ever plan on watching it. However, Ouija 2 is a great movie. Highly recommend it to any fan of horror. Most people know by now that it's a great movie. It was pretty much everyone was going crazy about it last year, but this one also, like I said, it was used, but it also has the ultraviolet code in it for Ouija and Ouija 2, so here you go on that one. If you get it, you get it. Comment down below if you do. Also, hang on a sec here. Let me just go back in time for a moment, because I forgot that Justice League Dark has a digital code, and I don't really use the digital codes all that often, and so I know for a fact this one hasn't been redeemed, and there you go. Justice League Dark. There it is. Check it out. Comment down below when you get it. Whoever gets it. Next up here is one of my favorite movies, and that is Conan the Barbarian, the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Although I definitely like the Jason Momoa one. Give that movie a chance. It's really not that bad. Found this at Walmart in the newly christened $5.96 bin, so they've taken $2 off of their Blu-ray bin, so I definitely wanted to get this. Great movie. Transfer looks awesome. No complaints there. No complaints on that department. Next up for me here is Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, the complete edition, which really liked this movie when it came out, but upon a recent rewatching, it really doesn't hold up, and the CG is just not aging well. It still looks okay, but it definitely could look a lot better. But yeah, I can't see this movie looking good within the next couple of years, so that's kind of disappointing. And but I will say the English dub is hilarious, and I would definitely check that out because there's a lot of funny moments there. Because it's terrible. It's a terrible dub. Next up from Guillermo del Toro is Crimson Peak, another movie that I feel like a lot of people really didn't understand what it was going for. Definitely when I saw the movie, a lot of people were leaving the theater extremely disappointed, but I was so happy with this movie. It's such an excellent movie, and they pretty much tell you right from the beginning that it's a romance movie with ghosts in it, as opposed to it being a straight horror movie, which I know the trailers marketed that way, and that kind of sucks, but you know, what are you gonna do? Let me see here. I might have tossed the... Again, I'm not sure if this has been redeemed or not, but there you go. Another digital code. Because I really don't use them all that often. I do it for some bigger movies like Hateful Eight and Batman vs. Superman, but some of the other movies I'm like, do I really need this on the go? Like, do I really want to watch Crimson Peak on my phone while I'm like traveling somewhere? Probably not. Next up is a John Carpenter movie, and that is In the Mouth of Madness. And for those of you wondering why I'm kind of like, I can't really figure out how to pan my Blu-ray case to show it, I'm actually recording this with the front screen of my camera, and I usually record it with the back, but I just wanted to try something different so I could actually see myself, you know? So I'm just having a little trouble adjusting, but haven't seen this movie in quite some time. Sam Neill's in it, so that's pretty awesome. I do remember liking it a whole lot. That's why I had to pick it up on Blu-ray. It's a little bit more expensive, kind of in the like $10 plus range for a Blu-ray, which if you guys live near a disc replay, you know that their movies are usually like $3.99 to like $7.99 at the most for their single Blu-ray movies. But it's a little bit more expensive, but well worth it because I remember liking this movie a lot, so I definitely wanted to get the upgrade. Next up, we've already gone from the Blair Witch sequel C-boot to now we have the original Blair Witch right here on Blu-ray. It's weird because like I like Blair Witch, but I more so like how it was made. I definitely am more interested in the bonus features and kind of the directors talking about what they did to make this movie and sort of the cultural impact of the movie as well. You gotta respect it. However, I haven't watched this on Blu-ray, so I really wonder how good the transfer could possibly look. But yeah, solid flick. Next up is a little change of pace here. Kind of had a bunch of horror movies there, action and stuff, but this is Captain America Civil War. Got this on Black Friday for $8 at Best Buy. Not my favorite Marvel movie. I feel like it could have been a lot better. Really only had one great scene, and that was the airport scene. Other than that, I feel like this movie kind of fell flat. Next up is the RoboCop trilogy collection here. Found this again at Best Buy, not on Black Friday, but just at a later time. It was like, I think it was like $10 or something, but it's got RoboCop 1, 2, and 3. I've never seen RoboCop 2 or 3. Don't really know much about them, but I figured I might as well just jump in and see how they are. You know, still haven't watched them. A little bit nervous too because the first RoboCop is just such an excellent and amazing movie. I'd hate for RoboCop 2 or 3 to ruin it for me. And I see here on the back that RoboCop 3 is rated PG-13, so that's usually not a good sign. Another triple feature Blu-ray here is the Matrix trilogy. Again, I don't really know why it took me this long to get the Matrix on Blu-ray, but really to me, The first one is really the only one that holds up. Reloaded has a couple good scenes, and then Revolutions is just, whatever. It's a very whatever movie, but this was $8 at Best Buy, so $8 for 3 movies. Couldn't pass that up. Next up here is Warcraft, which is a very underrated movie in my opinion. If you are a fan of the game, I don't see how you could not like this movie. However, I do get that, if you're not a fan of the game, they definitely didn't make that movie for you. This is definitely made for the fans. Lots of little Easter eggs and hints towards things. So that really made it awesome. But I guess people who aren't fans kind of felt really confused because the movie definitely assumes you know something. And again, here's a digital code there. I don't know if it's been redeemed or not, but you can try your best. Only paid like $8 for this movie, so it wasn't a full pricer, but still good enough to put in the collection. Next up is a movie I haven't seen yet, but definitely will be watching it soon, and that is Captain Fantastic here. This is kind of a strange movie, seems a little depressing, so that's why I got to be in the right mood if I'm going to watch it. I know my boy Vigo is nominated for an Oscar for this movie. Unfortunately, no digital code in here, so I can't put it on the screen for you guys, but let me know if this is a good movie, and let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. No spoilers, though. No spoilers. Next up is a movie that I really wish I would have seen in theaters, but I slept on it, and that is Green Room here. What a terrific movie. It's basically about a band who get trapped. They're playing a gig with a bunch of Nazis, and they play the song Nazi Punks Fuck Off to a whole crowd of Nazis by the Dead Kennedys. And that really pisses them off, and some real horrible shit happens to them. And it's gruesome. Anton Yelchin is amazing in this movie. Patrick Stewart is terrifying. Let me see here. We've got the Green Room digital code right there. Again, for most of these, I'm not really sure if it's been redeemed or not. I hope you guys can see those. I really do. They look okay on camera, so you should be able to decipher them, but I highly recommend Green Room for any fan of horror in general. Great movie. Next up here is an animated movie that I hope wins the best animated category for the Oscars, and that is Kubo and the Two Strings. I love, 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 love Laika's movies. Their animation is insane. The mix of claymation with, normal CG just creates really beautiful images, and definitely on Blu-ray this movie looks fantastic. I was like, it's just eyeball candy, and this movie is pretty much, to me, it felt like Legend of Zelda the movie for the most part. You've got a young boy here who goes on an epic quest to find a bunch of junk, and it's got surprising heart to it, and I definitely cried at the end, not gonna lie. Next up is a movie that I'm ashamed to say I have still not seen to this day, and as big of a Guillermo del Toro fan as I am, it's embarrassing. It's an embarrassing secret, but that is, here we go, Pan's Labyrinth. Have not seen this movie. Really want to watch it soon, but I don't know. You just got to be in the right mood for some movies, and I've just been in more of a video game mood than movies, so I haven't really been watching as much as I normally do. So yeah, hopefully at some point I watch Pan's Labyrinth, and hopefully it's amazing. I've only heard good things, so Next up is a movie I blind bought on the recommendation of my podcast mate, Steven. He loves this movie. Haven't watched it because I'm a scumbag. And I just buy movies and I just put them on my shelf and I don't watch them. And that is Bernie, starring Jack Black, Matthew McConaughey. Again, got it with the slip. Didn't know this movie had a slip, so that's pretty cool. Every time I've seen it at the store or anything, it doesn't have a slip. It also folds out to a nice little display there. Don't really know much about this movie. It was like $2 or something at Family Video, so I couldn't pass it up. And yeah, let me know if this is a good movie or not in the comments down below. And all my Blu-rays just fell over. Next up here is a movie that I definitely highly recommend to everyone. One of the best movies I saw last year. And I didn't see it until it came out on Blu-ray, which sucks, because it definitely would have been in my top 10 of 2016. And that is Train to Busan. This is a South Korean zombie movie, and I'm just going to leave it at that, because that's all I knew about the movie, and it was awesome. Highly, highly recommend. Don't watch the English dub. It's fucking terrible. Next up is another blind buy from Family Video, and that is Inside Llewyn Davis, starring Oscar Isaac. It's a Coen Brothers movie, so that probably means it's pretty great. Haven't watched it yet. Don't really know much about it. Definitely excited to see it, but again, I'm lazy, and I just buy movies and I put them on my shelf. Another movie, actually these last couple movies here I straight up just haven't seen, and that's embarrassing. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. And this is another one from Family Video. If you guys don't know, Family Video, it's a Midwest rental store, but they sell a lot of their Blu-rays literally a week after release for usually $10 or less. So you can get a lot of brand new movies for very cheap. If you got a Family Video by you and you don't know about it, just go in there and take a look. You'll probably walk out with a ton of movies. And this is a movie I only paid like $2 for, and that's The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Connor, my other podcast co-host, loved this movie when he saw it last year. It's got Henry Cavill in it, and that is an Army Hammer. I wanted to call him Guy Pearce for some reason, but total spy movie, thriller, I suppose. Don't really know much about it, but off of the recommendation of my brother Connor, had to pick this one up on principle. Next up is a movie. As a long-time die-hard horror fan, this is just an embarrassing video. I'm embarrassed I've never seen this movie, and I still haven't watched it yet, but that is Phantasm here, and this is the new Blu-ray that J.J. Abrams and his bros restored. Literally don't know anything about this movie. Got it as a gift from my wonderful girlfriend. Thank you so much. Still haven't watched it yet, though, and I am curious to see what it's all about. And then last here, well, I've got 3 more movies after this one. This is a double feature of Gladiator and Troy. Bought this more so for Gladiator than Troy. I used to really like Troy when I was younger. Watched that movie all the time. Watched it to death. I don't think I could ever watch that movie again, but Gladiator is a fantastic movie. Again, I think I got this for like $4 or something at Best Buy. Totally worth it just for Gladiator alone, and Troy's just a nice little, added bonus. But my final 3 movies are Scream Factory releases, and that's why you gotta save the best for last. So I'm gonna start out with my first non-slip here, and that is John Carpenter's The Fog. Very underrated movie in my opinion. I don't really hear a lot of people talking about it. A lot of my friends haven't seen it, that kind of thing. But I, have to recommend it to every single person. I love The Fog. The remake is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life, and that sucks because I know a lot of people have seen the remake and have just never bothered to watch the original, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. But yeah, haven't really checked out the transfer on this, so I can't really speak of it that much, but obviously The Fog is a classic. Next up here is a little bit of a strange movie in my opinion to get a Scream Factory release, but I bought it anyway because I'm a huge fan of this movie, and that is Jeepers Creepers. Definitely not impressed with the transfer of this movie. It's well, first off, it's not a new transfer from Scream Factory. It's just the transfer from the standard Blu-ray that's been out forever. And you can definitely tell because it doesn't look very good. It's very grainy, and the movie is very dark. I know the movie was shot dark, but it's just it's not a very good transfer. I'm pretty disappointed with it. The bonus features, though, tons of bonus features, pretty interesting insights into the movie, so that's always a good time. But yeah, I obviously would recommend this movie. Want to pick up the second one, however, I would assume it's also the transfer from the Blu-ray that's already out, and that really makes me not want to spend the extra money to get Jeepers Creepers 2 on Blu-ray. And finally here, last but certainly not least, the moment I've been waiting for, and that is Black Christmas on Blu-ray. Finally. Justice in the form of a new 2K scan of the movie. As most people know, the Black Christmas Blu-ray that was released, that is actually on this disc. On disc 2, you can watch the other Blu-ray transfer of this, where they basically cut huge chunks of the screen off of the movie and sort of zoomed. I don't know, it's really weird. It's so random, but thankfully it's been restored to a nice pristine look. Scream Factory knocked it out of the park with this. Tons of great bonus features, and obviously the classic art there on the disc just looks amazing. So that's going to be it for this Blu-ray update, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I hope that it won't take me like another 6 months to make another Blu-ray update video, but it probably will, so I'm sorry about that. But in the meantime, you can enjoy listening to our podcast where we talk about movies and junk. That's on this channel right here. Just go ahead, take a look if you like, and if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.